Yes, in the aftermath of the uproar that trailed the long epistle of Governor Soludo concerning P2B's investment in Anambra and all of what Igbo should do next, how Igbo should slow down now and support another candidate instead of P2B, who he said was going nowhere, and then start the chase for the Igbo presidency in 2007 instead, queuing behind any of the candidates of now, of 2023, to secure the support of such a candidate against 2007, when the Igbo will now relaunch or more potently launch the bid for presidency. These are all the things that threw up the kind of uproar we saw. We had cause to issue a note of direction on the subject, because the only difference between the Soludo and the P2B that he was trying to address is that while P2B believes that the time is now for Igbo to go and take his turn of presidency, Soludo was saying no, it has to be in 2027, so that we can, for now, build the alliances, seek the support of how we can now begin in 2027. And so our concern in that altercation was, as Lower Niger, that note of direction was issued in my capacity as the scribe of Lower Niger Congress. And even in that Lower Niger Congress, I was wearing the cap of the Aladema caucus, which is the Igbo caucus. Aladema is the Igbo caucus in that Lower Niger Congress. This matter was happening in the Igbo space, and it goes to the heart of our overall campaign. And so I wasn't speaking in that, I didn't write that note of direction on behalf of Ninas. The LNC on behalf of which I wrote was again the Igbo caucus speaking to the Igbo space. When the political gladiators in the Igbo space are going in the direction of let's go and get power, at a time the populace that the Lower Niger Congress have been interacting with for several years, over 15 years, very close grassroots interaction, we can say for sure that the populace in the Igbo space are more interested in extricating themselves from the bondage Nigeria has become for them. Some may say it's Biafra actualization, others say it's Biafra restoration, but they're all saying the same thing. They weren't talking about restructuring. They weren't talking about all kinds of things that will bring autonomy and capacity to do things for themselves. You know, they are all, if we were to go to a referendum today to say, oh, come and take your turn at Igbo presidency, or come and vote in referendum, we know that they will, that an overwhelming majority in the Igbo space will be voting, will prefer to go to vote in referendum to extricate themselves from the bondage Nigeria has become for them. And so it's in that light that we begin to, this broadcast is to, more or less respond to the deluge of reactions and inquiries that have trailed that note of direction. Because some say, oh, it may well be that Ninas have been hired to come and stop their beloved candidate, P2B. No, what Ninas is enforcing now was put on the table before the global community in 2020, 16th of December 2020, meaning that it was there 3 years before the candidates, and we didn't just begin in 2020. It was the culmination of a 20-year journey of rejecting the constitution and rejecting further national elections, on that we only rolled out a formal framework that can put a time frame on when this inevitable union reconstruction will have to take place. So we did raise a union dispute that bordered on the choice the people have to make now It's not a choice of candidate in election. It's a choice of, retrieving their sovereignty, or keeping it with Nigeria, or leaving it with Nigeria that is mismanaging it and killing them. So we come back to the question of where exactly do the Igbo go? Where do the Igbo want to go? Because in our note of direction, we then observed that both Peter Obi, that is running in 2023, and Soludo, that is prescribing 2027 as the more appropriate time to contest from that Igbo space, they subscribe to the 1999 Constitution, which is the guarantee for the bondage their people are trying to escape from. So then it began to look like, and that's what we pointed out in that, note of direction. It became clear, first, that the Igbo don't seem to have agreed on where they want to go in the Nigeria that is failing. But more importantly, both Peter Obi and Soludo subscribed to that 1999 Constitution. So in the eyes of the Lower Niger Congress, they are the same. As long as it is that constitution, it is under that constitution that they are talking about the Igbo presidency that could be pursued in 2023 or in 2027. So they're entirely, the same. But the people they pretend or they claim to be speaking for, the populace in the Igbo space, are more interested in extricating themselves from that union defined by that constitution. And so we had to speak up to tell them that they are not discussing they are not at all discussing on behalf of the people. They are discussing their own political growth. They are discussing their own interests, not the Igbo political destination that is well known to everybody. We thought we should make that clarification so that people can understand that our position is, very clearly articulated before the public, and has been so, at least since 2020, years before these candidates began to emerge, years before the Soludo letter, a pistol turned up in, now November of 2022. And so we are just saying that neither Soludo's prescription that Igbo begins in 2027 to search for that presidency, nor Peter Obi's pursuit of the presidential, seat in 2023. None of them represent where the Igbo is going at this time. The Igbo is more interested in retrieving their hijacked sovereignty, retrieving their self-determination from the union that is not working for them. So we just wanted to make that clarification so that everybody can focus on the issues. What are the issues? Go back to the proclamation of 16 December 2020. Go back to the union dispute we raised. Go back to what the Igbo will want in that whole debate of when to take their turn or when to retrieve their sovereignty. Their interest is overwhelmingly on the side of when to retrieve their hijacked sovereignty. I think we'll stop there.